Vacations are supposed to be a break from stress, but if you're not careful, it would only add stress in the form of debt. Joining us now to help you avoid that is financial expert Dr. Stephanie Yates from the UAB Collat School of Business. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
This process has to start, though, long before a person, drives away or heads to the airport. So what should people consider first?
Well, if you're trying to save money but have a nice vacation, it's really about starting early and thinking through all of the things that are going to be included in that vacation and budgeting for each one of them.
Okay, and that's not just including the flights and hotels, it's other things? Like what should you consider?
Well, absolutely. You've got to eat. We've already talked about hotels, but what are you going to do when you're there? What are all the activities? And the reason why we say that you want to budget for all of those things is because those are the little things that can kind of eat away at your spending.
Yeah, they add up, don't they?
Yes.
Hey, let's just go get a run for ice cream. You realize
Right.
One scoop costs you $5 a person. All right, anyway. All right, so now you say book early, pay early. Some people try and say, well, wait a minute, I want to wait on that last minute deal though.
And sometimes those deals never come.
Right.
And so you're waiting and waiting, and you could have gotten the deal 2 months ago. And so a lot of times the hotel or the airline want you to book early, and so that's when the prices are a little bit lower, and it makes sense to lock it in.
I've read this, there's always people disputing when should you book a flight. The most I've read, usually 45 days out, maybe 30 days, you'll get the best rate. Is that what you
That makes sense, maybe
yeah.
as much as 2 months, but
Okay.
the thing to think about is what day of the week do you travel?
Yeah.
So you can get significant savings if you travel during the week versus on the weekend when all the flights are booked.
That is true. It seems like Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days to travel, and Wednesdays as well. What about, a savings account? That may be tough for people to figure, man, in today's economy, though.
Well, I remember when I was growing up, my family had a vacation account, we had a holiday account, and I think that's really smart because that's your budget. That's your budgeting tool, that you're automatically, if possible, putting money in that account. And so when it's time to plan that vacation, you say, okay, here's what we have. And that also makes it a little bit easier to pay in advance because you've been saving all year long.
That makes sense. And we know you want people to be careful with credit cards because you can get into trouble with that. But how can you use them wisely?
Well, the first rule or suggestion for credit card usage is to use them for convenience, so it makes sense to use them because of the protections when you're booking travel, but pay that bill off in full when it comes in. And if you've been budgeting and spending wisely, then that shouldn't be too terrible.
Obviously, if you got one that has rewards, use it if you can, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Use the rewards, but again, don't just buy the thing or book the travel because you're going to get rewards. Only book what you need and what it makes sense for your family.
That makes a lot of
that
sense.
you can afford.
All right, and you mentioned flexibility. We got to wrap up with that, but because you want to wait, you got to be flexible.
Right, and that could be flexibility in terms of flying out on Tuesday instead of Friday, or flexibility in terms of, well, maybe we'll just drive this year.
Yeah, I like that. All right, well, happy vacation if you're going somewhere. Dr. Stephanie Yates, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Mickey.